Shalom, I'm giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rakakwadash Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, The Last Dude That Pushed That Hell Doctrine Got Put to Death by the Most High. So I came across this video. I believe this was on my notifications, and let me check. Give me a second here. Maybe it was in my thumbnail. I do subscribe. I should have got it. And they don't put out notifications, man. I know if they put out notifications on my videos, because the views, you know, the first 5-10 minutes, you get 60, 70, 80 views. And if you don't get too much anything, that means it wasn't, you know, no one received, or very few people received a notification. So I didn't receive a notification. I saw this video in the thumbnail. So this is GMS to the point, Matthew 10 verse 28, Micah 7 verses 18 to 20. This is GMS Rebuke the Tempter 2. This was put up 2 hours ago, so I'm assuming that he put this up earlier this morning. It's almost 10 o'clock. So I'm just going to play it, and then I'm going to, you know, I'm going to go to the Bible Hub. That's a nice, you know, the Bible Hub. Even you got Bishop Nate. When Bishop Nathaniel goes to the Bible Hub, that means the Bible Hub is good, because he got it from the commentary. He got it from me. He watches us. Anyway, I don't like to throw out something. We're listening to Bishop Nathaniel going into Smyrna, and he went into a rant on the men of GMS. He could have mentioned GMS. He was describing us. He's having bums sleeping on their mother's couch. Well, look, send me a check. I'm a brother. Lift me up. Give me enough money to get me a mansion, all right? But anyway, excuse me. Anyway, he was kind of going in. He was ranting, and he said, these guys going around calling themselves apostles. The Apostle Paul, he went to different places. You guys stay stationary. You don't go nowhere. So you ain't an apostle in not so many words. Well, if that's the case, then there's only one apostle. That's the Apostle Paul. Peter, you can't call Peter the apostle. You can't call James, John. You can't call them apostles, because they were in Jerusalem. The furthest that Peter went. Now let me do something here. Bear with me for a minute. All right, how am I going to do this? I'm trying not to be all over the place. Anyway, the topic that the young elder that I just showed you is dealing with is the topic of hell. And you have Israel. We're finding out that a lot of Israelites are questioning us about this hell thing, and it really started happening when the IUIC started pulling out. I got a question for you, Sakari. Do you guys teach that there's a hell? And I know for a fact you don't. So I don't know why you would big up somebody like that. Yeah, but you got the marching, and they all wear the same garments, and this, and they got the weddings, and they got the best Passovers. Josiah had the best Passover, and the Most High put him to death because he didn't listen to the Most High. Right after the Passover, Josiah had the best Passover. He was known, he's the Passover man. But the Most High still put his ass to death. So anyway, where am I? I'm a little all over the place. Okay, let me open up another Google. Let me do this. You know what I'm going to do? Let me do this. Let me see if hell is in the Apocrypha. So the subject is on hell. Wait a minute. You need to review the security of your connection before proceeding. What the hell? Okay, let me come on back. Let me do this. What the hell is all this? Verify you are human by completing the action below. Let me do this here. What? Wait a minute now. What's going on here? Verify you needs to review the security, your connection before proceeding. So I can't go on this page no more? Let me do this. Let me do this here. Bear me for a minute. Let me see. Hey man, this is crazy. Verify you are human. This may take a few seconds. Okay, verify I'm a human. Verify successful. Waiting for. Hey, they watching us, man. They don't too much information out there. Okay, I verified. What's up? And then it comes back. What the hell are they doing? I just did that. Now I got to verify I'm a human. Let me put in the word hell. Hell. Now it says the connection timed out. Let me back it on up. Let me put in anyway, let me go to the video.
Hey, shalom, shalom, Yasha Allah, peace, Israel. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Wahab, Kwadash. Double honor to my apostles, the elders at Great Millstone, the men that taught me this truth through the Spirit. Peace and blessings to the elect of the house of Israel that scatters of the earth. Peace and blessings to you few sisters listening and learning. This is a GMS to the point, GMS Brother Life, Quick Precept Show. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 28. And fear not them which killeth the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. All right? Don't be afraid of those who want to kill your body. They cannot touch your soul. Fear only God, who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Now, there's a misconception when you see that word hell, because you have people out there that believes that's a place of eternal damnation, a place you're going to burn forever. But nowhere in the Bible it says that people are going to burn forever. Nowhere in the Bible the sentence or the judgment that the Lord gave somebody.
Well, it's one time in Luke 16 with the rich man and Lazarus, but that was a parable that never happened.
Was to burn forever, right? So this is speaking about don't fear what man can do to you, right? Don't fear what Esau and Edom can do to you. Esau and Edom is the Caucasian race according to the Bible. Don't fear martial law, concentration camps. Don't fear the devil coming down with great wrath because he got a short time. Fear the one that created the devil. Fear the one that controls life and death. Fear the one that sentenced 2/3 of his people and the third part of man, which is Esau and Edom's so-called Caucasian race. Fear them. Fear him that's going to judgment them into the second death. My words got twisted. Fear the Creator that sentenced 2/3 of his people in the house of Esau and Edom, which is the Caucasian race, to the second death, which the second death is thermonuclear destruction and concentrated fire shot in from the chariots. That's the second death, right? We are taking our chances with the Lord. We are not taking our chances with Esau and Edom, right? Because the Lord is compassionate. The Lord is merciful. The Lord is dreadful amongst the heathens. The Lord was known like a demon-like power. He is the king of terrors, but he's also a compassionate and merciful power. This is Micah chapter 7, verse 18. It says, who is Yahweh like unto thee, that pardoneth iniquity, and passeth by the transgressions of the remnant of his heritage? He retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. So the Lord loves being merciful. The Lord loves caring, loves giving life, right? But he has a other side to him. He loves, seeing people be put to death, because he created spirits solely to appease his wrath, to appease his anger. He created spirits to put people to death in special ways, right? But on the flip side of that, he loves caring, he loves blessing, he loves showering his mercy upon his elect. Because it says that pardoneth iniquity and passeth by the transgression of the remnant, right? It says, verse 19, he will turn again. He will have compassion upon us. He will subdue our iniquities, and thou wilt cast their sins into the depths of the sea. Thou wilt perform the truth to Jacob and the mercy to Abraham, which thou hast sworn unto our fathers from the days of old. Remember, he promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that their sons would be as the stars of heaven, that they would live for long lifetimes. He promised them that they would have a land flowing with milk and honey. The Lord promised us all those things, and he promised us in Jeremiah 31, verse 31, in Hebrews, I believe, chapter 10, verse 8, or 8, verse 10, that he will cast away our stony heart and give us a fleshly heart, right? He will program us to be righteous, just like he programmed us today to have a nature of sin, a sinful nature. Oh, wretched man that I am, oh, wretched woman, you crave to go off. It's so easy to go off in this world, right? Because that's how the Lord designed us and programmed us, to have a stony heart. But in the kingdom of heaven, He's going to redesign us to have a fleshly heart, meaning we are going to live the Lord's statutes commandments like it's second nature, like breathing. You don't think about breathing, right? Just like you're going to not think about keeping the Lord's statutes and commandments. You're just going to do it. The Lord wants to do that for us.
So it'll be first nature. Esau uses second nature. It'll be first nature. When you breathe, that's first nature. When you get hungry, that's first nature. You know, when you get up, if you're going to stumble, your hands go out to protect. That's first nature. What they call second nature. It doesn't make any sense. But he's right. The young elder's right. This is the Most High's program. The reason why we went into captivity under many nations, and the last nation being the Edomites, Esau, Edom, is because the Most High programmed us to break the laws so He can justify putting us into captivity. So we went off, and we go off because we have inner nature is not right. We're programmed to go off. So you can't force yourself to keep the laws. But then again, you do. You force yourself, modify your members. I believe that's Romans 8, if I'm not mistaken. You see a woman that looks good and she's smiling at you, and you talk to her and she tells you that she got a man. Well, you gotta say, sorry, sister, no, but we have an open relationship. I said, well, I don't do that. I don't play that game. But some guys go ahead and do it because they haven't mortified their members. They're weak to that. And there's certain things there's certain laws unto death that you better harden your heart, harden your mind, be a stoic. And this is why guys fall off too, because they're weak natures. So you gotta fight that. But the Most High ultimately allows you to do that. When you come into this truth, you have Stoics and you have Epicureans. An Epicurean would be a guy he likes to always, he has more than one woman. He likes to party. He likes to have a good time. He likes to hang out. He likes to chill. He likes to do worldly things. A Stoic is a guy that might be a multi-billionaire, but if you saw him, you wouldn't think he ain't no multi-billionaire. He got an old car. You got these Edomites. There was this one guy, I don't know if it was Jeff Bezos or one of them billionaires. He has one car, and I think it's a 2001. I forget the make and model. And he wears he doesn't wear designer clothes. You got Edomites like that. They don't wear designer clothes. They don't have Rolex watches. They don't have gold on. They may live modestly. They have a decent house, but not a McMahon. What does Jake do? They want to get the biggest house out there. They want to get 250 whips or cars, like Floyd. Floyd, he's constantly got to make money. He's got to do things to make money because he spends it as fast as he makes it. And I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I don't know how much money he really has. How much did he spend? He got two Learjets, and he's probably got 500 cars that I guarantee you, car number 299 he hasn't driven in maybe 10 years or whatever. So you got to have a garage to keep those cars in there. You got to maintain insurance, and cars if they sit there, cars are meant to be driven. If they sit there for long periods of time, when you go to start, the car ain't going to start. You got dry rotting issues and so forth. Cars are meant to be, like a sewing machine. A sewing machine is meant to sew, to the machine to turn on. When you leave it there for years, you go to turn it on, it ain't going to turn on. So it's the same principle with a car. So that's actually a waste of money. You know? So like I said, when you come into this truth, you got to learn how to become a stoic. Look that up. Stoic. That's in the scriptures, by the way. Stoic in Acts 10 chapter, Stoic and Epicurean. And a Stoic will not deal with a girl or see a girl and find out she's married. He would walk away. He said, nope, I'm walking away. An Epicurean will go ahead and do it, and then he'll lie about it. He'll try to cover his ass. The ones of you that come into this truth, that are diligent in this truth, that is pushing his word constantly, you are stoic. There's certain times when I don't feel like making a video, but I got to force myself to make a video. That's a stoic. Matter of fact, let's go into that. Let's go into the word stoic. Let me try this now to see what comes up. The website is currently offline. Okay, it's currently offline. All right, that's what it is. That's what the problem was. Okay, so let me do this. Let me go to X. I'm changing subject, but I'll get back into this. See, if you're teaching the hell doctrine, you really don't know the scriptures. Any Israelite group out there that's teaching the hell doctrine, they don't have the truth. The Most High is not dealing with them. Let me see. X. $17. And a lot of y'all, since we've been doing scriptures on or video epistles concerning hell, that hell is not an actual place, but some of you, you're window shoppers. You know, you watch IUCBK, you watch IUIC, you watch Sakari, you watch GMS. And like I said, recently, I don't know, as of a year, IUIC has been pushing the hell doctrine. That's the actual place that you burn in forever. So you're watching us, and then you're watching them, then you're watching this guy, that's this group and that group. So now I got a lot of comments. Tahar, you sure there's not a hell? Because, you know, IUIC did a video on it, and they brought out precepts proving that there's a hell. Hell is real. And so I got to do another, and the reason why that is because you're window shopping, number one, and you're not studying. You're not being like the Church of Berea. You're not doing your own research. What's that? Ephesians chapter 4. Really, you can start at verse 11. Around about the 14th verse, it speaks about them that jump to every doctrine by the sleight of men. So a lot of you people are going to get caught out there following certain Israelites that's not teaching you the truth according to the Bible. Hell, burning in hell forever, there's no such thing as an eternal hell. There's no such thing as an eternal hell. IUIC teaching it, they're clearly going off. Why are they going off? They're going off because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is not dealing with them. And I'm not supposed to praise the IUIC on anything because they're not teaching the scriptures the right way. I got a bunch of snapshots of about 9, 10 snapshots, and I can keep going with guys in the IUIC that have high top fades, bald heads, dreads, half dread on top, fade on the bottom. But they'll tell a person, oh, Sunday is not the Sabbath. Saturday ain't the Sabbath. Saturday's the Sabbath, and Sunday it could be the Sabbath based upon the new moon. New moon is a dark moon. Okay, give me a second here. I'm gonna go right into it. And you know what? you have a lot of Jakes that woke up to being an Israelite and they joined particular camps. And a lot of them are just there because it's something new to do. You know, when the hula hoop came out, everybody and their mama had a hula hoop. Where you ever see somebody with a hula hoop? I'm pretty sure somebody bring it back out there. The hula hoops will be back in fashion. Name me once. I ain't seen a nigga with a hula hoop in 20, 30 years. So these different Israelite camps, they're like the new thing. So until something else come along. You got Jake in prison. Jake is a Christian, a Baptist, or whatever. He come out of prison, he's all of a sudden speaking with an Arab accent. Nigga never been in the Middle East. Speaking perfect Arabic. And then when he speaks English, he speaks it with an Arabic accent. I said, nigga, you ain't never been in the Arab world. Because that was the only thing in prison. And Islam is kind of like a gang because you're protected. It says join the Muslim, where's the Muslim brothers? And you're protected, man. But that's not the truth. See, what made the NOI, the Nation of Islam, great. And I remember when I was 5 years old, I used to see them marching down the street. They all wore, and I said, wow, as a little 5-year-old kid. That's when I think Malcolm was still living around the time. No, this had to be maybe 64. This is when Malcolm X. Somebody give me the information on Malcolm X. What year did he die? But what made it big was Malcolm X, because he was a speaker, you know. But they would all wear the same suits and they would all march, and I was wow, that's who's these guys? So Jake started becoming, because prior to that, the 40s, the 50s, Jake was with Christians, right? So when Islam came on the scene, Jake said, look, I don't identify Christianity no more. I'm an Islamic. They didn't become Israelites because the Most High didn't push the Israelite thing like he's pushing now. So you got a lot of people, Jakes, that are coming out of Christianity or wherever, mostly Christianity, and to being Israelites because it's there. Look, if there was a bunch of, the majority of the people in prison, Jake, that are Israelites, guess what? Islam be phased out, and every Jake that go into prison, they come out, they become a Hebrew. Shalom, shalom, Ak. Because it's something to get into. That's all Jake knows. And Jake, they don't sit down and study. They don't sit down and study. They just, if they see a lot of people doing it, oh, I got to get down with this. The Ansar Allah community Muslims, they were all over the place with the white, and I used to curse them out every time I saw them. I used to get into there was one situation, I get back into the thing, I'm just giving you a little war story. It was me and Ariala, High Priest Ariala, which he's in the spiritual realm, and we would hang out. And if we were at the school, we leave the school at 10 o'clock at night, and I would go down to his house. His wife was there and his children. I used to stay at his house in the room or whatever. And from 10 o'clock p.m., we would get to his crib at about 3 in the damn morning. Why? Because we would have to stop and confront them Ansar Allah community Muslims. And anytime we came up on them, there was a crowd that would form, and we would be out there for hours just going in, you know? And I remember one of them said, he said, yeah, you guys make a lot of sense, but if you can confront my teacher, my master teacher, you good. So we said, where y'all at? He said, Myrtle Ave. We went down there, and we said we coming, and we wanted to talk to Iman Isa. He was Iman Isa. This is before Polite, by the way. This was when the Ansar Allah community Muslims, and his name was Iman Isa. Dr. York kind of came, because his real name is York, but he was Iman Isa. So he went that dude had a spread. I mean, he had a fucking spread, man, on Myrtle Ave in Brooklyn. So we told him that we're coming, make sure you be there. He wasn't there. Not that he was scared, but he wasn't. He was out of town or whatever. but we dealt with his top teachers, and we confounded them, man, to the point where we wanted to have another meeting. And I think it was 2 weeks later, we said, is it all right if we bring a camera? They said, yeah. Is it all right to bring a tape recorder? He said, yeah. The hour before we got there, we had to confirm. We said we're bringing a camera, we're bringing a tape. He said, you can't bring a camera, you can't bring a tape recorder. I said, wait a minute, we just discussed this. Well, I don't care. Nobody told me that y'all can't bring a. Why would you not have us bring? What are you afraid of? So we went there anyway. He filmed everything. When I spoke, he cut my mic so I couldn't, words wouldn't come out, because I had a stack of books at that time, and I was looking at him like I wanted to fuck his ass up, because I was young and I didn't give a shit, you know. But and I got so close to him that I can touch him, and I said, this is what I remember. What I said, nigga, I said when Yahweh, I don't know if I said Christ. I think I said Christ, because he didn't understand. I said, when Christ come, I said, the first nigga he gonna kill is you. And he had that look. You know how you confront a crazy person and you don't know what this nigga gonna do? That's the look that I had. And I said it with no fear whatsoever. And there was a bunch of motherfuckers in white, you know? I said, nigga, I said, when Christ come back, I believe I said Christ, you gonna be the first nigga he gonna kill. And then we left. And then we said, this is all bullshit. They didn't, you know? And that's before YouTube. Can you imagine if we did all that thing in the YouTube era? Oh, it'd have been crazy. But anyway, that's just another war story. And what we found out through the years, you blitz in certain places, and them churches ain't gonna. First of all, them churches are making money. You really believe the pastor's gonna allow you to take his congregation so he can stop getting money? Are you kidding me? And Bishop Nate gets a lot of people because people equal money. You get an extra 1,000 people. Let's say they all give $40. That's an extra $40,000 a week. So they can go jet setting. Ain't nothing gonna come out of that visit to Smyrna. You're just jet setting, man. You're staying in 5-star, 6-star hotels. You're eating the top 5-star restaurant foods. You know, when you're on the plane, you ain't in no coach. Guarantee you, Bishop Nate is not gonna be on no coach. That dude's in first class. Now you can tell me that's a lie, and I'll say, okay. You can show me some pictures of you on the plane. I guarantee you they in first class. It could be wrong, but they ain't staying in no Matchbox hotel eating street foods. All right? Anyway, I'm all over the place. Give me a second here. And you can blaspheme the Holy Spirit even if you're an Israelite. And there's no forgiveness for you in this world nor in the world to come. Now, the world to come, the forgiveness or the non-forgiveness, I can't give you the details of that. You're gonna have to wait for the kingdom. But I wouldn't want to test that theory. You deliberately blaspheme the Holy Spirit and see what happens. You're gonna F around and find out. Okay. Then certain philosophers, which are your consciousness community, of the Epicureans and of the Stoics, encountered him, Paul, and some said, what will this babbler say? Others, he seemed to be a setter forth of strange gods, because they didn't know about the God of Israel. And these were Israelites, by the way, because he preaches unto them Yahushua and the resurrection. So what I wanted was Stoic and Epicurean. Let's go to Stoic first. This guy, what's his name? Zeno, I think it is. He was the father of Stoicism. A Stoic is a guy that could be a multi-billionaire and live like he's just a regular guy. Stoics. Let's go to Stoics. You guys that come to this truth and you fall off because you ain't feeling it no more, go back in the world, you guys are Epicureans. Stoic of the Portico, pertaining to the Stoic philosophy, the author of which Zeno, I was right, of Citium taught at Athens. So this was a philosophy, but it doesn't go into, let me do this. Stoicism. Let's deal with the word Stoicism. Stoicism. And this guy was a Jake, making him look like an Edomite. The endurance of pain or hardship without the display of feelings and without complaint. And we all fucked up. Apostle Gabar was complaining about his feet being swole. And my foot has been swole. I've been, doing Epsom salt baths. So I noticed him rubbing his feet. And I said, your feet sore? He said, yeah. So I said, what things you got to do is you got to stomp your feet with your heel hard on the ground. Stomp it about 5 or 6 times. It loosens up. That's called edema. Lymph edema. It's actually water, but they say that your blood flows down to your feet, but it's actually water. Plasma. And I'd never had it in my life. I got it. Apostle Gabar got it. My woman got it. Certain other brothers got it. And I said I never heard anybody complain about their feet. So it's something that they putting in the air or the food. That's why we got to get out of here. So listen again. So a Stoic is a disciplinarian. The endurance of pain or hardship. Paul went through that with the thorn in his side, right? He prayed that it be taken away. Most High didn't take it away. And he said, I got to deal with it. He said, without the display of feelings and without complaint. Look at this. Patience, forbearance, resignation, lack of protest, lack of complaint. A lot of guys fall out because they have a certain time limit for the Most High. They in the thing They say I'm going to be in this thing for 5 years. If the Most High don't come in 5 years, I'm out of here. Here come the 5 years, they out. We thought, I go back to almost 40 years. So we were hoping like hell this motherfucker going to come in the year 2000. Here we are 20, almost 25 years later, and we still got to deal with it. If it goes another 5 years, we got to deal with it. And there's guys out there that can't deal with it, man. An ancient Greek school of philosophy founded at Athens, which were Israelites, by Zeno of Citium. The school taught that virtue or goodness, the highest good, is based on knowledge. We're always studying, right? Prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. And see, if you really studied and you were stoic in your mind, you didn't just see what they do in a lot of these Israelite camps. They'll, whatever the leader said, they blindly follow the leader. They don't question it. When I came into the school, I used to question everything the teachers taught me. And certain things they went off on, and I said, wait a minute, I looked this up, you're going off on this. This really means this. And they would consider it, and they would say, you're right, and they would change it up. It said, the wise live in harmony with the divine reason, divine meaning the Most High, also identified with fate and providence. That fate and providence meaning the future, which goes into prophecy. That governs nature and are indifferent to the vicissitudes of fortune and to pleasure in pain. Woo! I gotta look this word up. Let me do this. Let me click on this. Let me let you hear it.
Vicissitude.
Vicissitude. A change of circumstances of fortune, typically one that is unwelcome or unpleasant. A change of circumstances of fortune, when you lose your money, typically one that is unwelcome and unpleasant. You have these Edomites that lose money in the stock market, 29 crash. A lot of them jumped out of windows, man, to their death because they were not Stoics. There were other guys that said, okay, we'll wait it out. This is a bad time. We're going to get our money back. They're packing it in. You can't pack it in. Okay? So it says here, governed by fate. In other words, a guy dies, well, it was his will to die. That governs nature and are indifferent to vicissitude of fortune or to pleasure and pain. Is there any more on that? Let me see. What does Stoicism believe? The foundation of Stoics ethics is that good lies in the state of the soul itself, in wisdom, and in self-control. You see a woman that look good, you talk to her, she's married, you walk away. You say, listen, sister, I can't talk to you. Well, can we just be friends? No, we can't be friends. Unless your husband comes along, or whatever. One must therefore, and there's a lot of adultery going on in these schools because you got a lot of these young guys that have not been. Look at what the hell is this fucking fire? That's Satan, man. The fuck's going on? Give me a second. Something is on fire. Okay. The foundation of Stoic ethics. And being a Stoic does not apply to women. It applies to men of discipline, self-discipline. The foundation of Stoic ethics is that good lies in the state of the soul itself, in wisdom and in self-control. One must therefore strive to be free of the passions. For the Stoics, reason meant using logic and understanding the process of nature, the logos or universal reason inherent in all things. So they're philosophers, they're thinkers. They scriptures speak about being circumspect. And like I said, I'm gonna say this again. If you in this thing and you don't show up, at first it's good, it's sweet, and your mouth sweet as honey, then it's bitter, and you let that bitter get to you, then you're going to leave. That's how we know you're not one of the elect. The elect is most likely a stoic, a man that's disciplined. He knows he got to do a video. He ain't got, the spirit ain't on him to do a video. He forces himself to do a video. If he doesn't do a video that day, he'll do 2 or 3 videos the next day. That's why so many guys leave, and then they'll talk shit about us, and they'll change the doctrine. Oh, you guys went off on this, the great doctrine, and you went off on that, and there is a hell. And we look at them and we laugh at them. So for the most part, the guys that go out there every week, every weekend, go out on the highways and the byways, do their sit downs, constantly going to the scriptures, constantly studying, constantly rebuking other people that go off, like the hell doctrine. The hell doctrine is a Christian Roman Catholic doctrine. And, Bishop Nathaniel had pushed the hell doctrine, and these people just blindly follow it because they're not like the Church of Berea. They're not like the Church of Berea. And I'm using the IUIC because they are the biggest school out there. They have the biggest influence, so people are going to follow them. Oh, I got to get with this guy. Whatever this guy says, I'm just going to follow. That's the problem with Jake. Esau don't even think. Look, who are the smartest people that come to the different camps to ask you questions concerning the scriptures and pull out scriptures too? They'll go into Revelation, they'll go into Matthew, they'll go into this. How many Jakes do that? Come with the scriptures and go open up this book and what does this mean and what did Paul? If you say Apostle Paul in front of an Edomite Christian, he knows the Apostle Paul. He knows he's an apostle. If you mention Peter, if you mention the book of Obadiah, the book of Ezekiel, Esau knows about that. Jake don't know shit. When Jake comes, they come with that's talking about the men and the women, they come with their emotions. And if they like what you're wearing, they may follow you. And what they do is, whatever you say, they write it down and they memorize that shit. And that's what all these IUIC members do. They don't buck up against what the leader of the IUIC does. And the scriptures say you're supposed to reprove and rebuke. Somebody, any Israelite teaching, and we said that back in GOCC. Way back when GOCC started teaching that there's a hell. And we did videos saying these niggas are going off. Oh, they're saying that there's no reincarnation. We went on them, got off on them, got on them about that. When this guy, Tazadaka, came on the scene, we were the ones that came, to the front line and confronted all that bullshit that he was teaching. Remember, we're the only group, GMS, that introduced you to Marshall, Arya, and Yaikwab. No other group. No other group. So let me do this. Okay, what I did was let me do this here. I'm a little all over the place. Revelation 21 verse 8, but the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremonger. By the way, what is a whoremonger? A whoremonger is a pimp. Nothing else. And sorcerers, those that involve themselves in witchcraft, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. What's the first death? What's the first death? Let me do this. Let me go to the second. Let's see what the Google says about it. The second death. by, let me just go second death. Okay, it's not going to give me what I want. Bear with me for a minute. Let me do this. Bear with me for a minute. Bear with me for a minute. The second death. Okay, it's not giving me this is what it says. Death, as in the second death in Hades, were thrown into the lake of fire. Of fire is the second death. Then death in the grave, the death and Hades were thrown. Okay, let me try it this way. Let me do it this way. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, the second death. The second death is they saying the second death is hell. Okay, right. It says right here, so they had their part in the lake of fire, which second death, all these and all such like shall be eternally damned. Second death is talking about the way the Most High going to take out this system. Let me do this. 2 Peter 3. Back to the basics. And all you dudes that fell out this truth, you watch us on YouTube. Y'all watch all our videos. You know about the IUIC, the ISUBK, the GMS, the Sakaris, the HODCs. All you guys, the former guys from the 90s and mid-90s and the early 2000s and all that, and the late 80s. All you guys that went back into the world, all of y'all going to taste the second death. Bear me for a minute. All right, fifth verse. For this they willingly are ignorant that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, wherefore that being overflowed with water, which is that's the first death. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, right now, by the same word, are kept in store, this world that we're living in right now, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. That's the second death. That's the second death. So Israelites are going to die in the second death. They're not going to burn in hell, though. Remember, Bishop Nathaniel says that people are going to burn in hell forever, and that includes most of the Israelites. Which is clearly, he was not taught that back at One West. So this is why, and then he gets mad at us. You guys always, there's a thing called constructive criticism and outright criticism. You guys just criticize it. If you're teaching that hell is an actual place that you burn in forever, them people that have mind, working brains, that was supposed to get up and leave your ass or curse your ass out. When you had that called that meeting about, oh, we're gonna agree not to use the word Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Can you imagine if King Mashar said we're not gonna use Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, we're gonna call on Christ? I'm saying, why? What's this all about? Well, brother, you asking, you being rude. I said, let me tell you something, brother. I'm out this bitch. I'm out this motherfucker. All right? And the scriptures say the simple believeth every word. Through the heart of the simple. Give me a second. Forgive me. I hope it didn't turn off. Anyway, the bottom line, there's no such thing as hell. Roman Catholic doctrine. If you guys, any of you guys were true men of the Lord, you would have cursed them out. And if you couldn't see it, you would have left and started your own thing. So it says the scripture, it's the word simple. The simple believeth every word. Let me do this. Romans. What is this? Romans 16. Basic scriptures here. Now I beseech you, brother, mark them which cause division. When somebody says, oh, there's a place that you burn in hell forever. Your soul burns in hell forever, and that includes Israelites. If you are the 2/3, you're going to burn your mama, your grandmother, your uncles, your favorite cousin, your nephews, your sons, your daughters. It says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them. The word there in the Greek is skopeo, meaning scope them out. Keep your eyes on them. Which cause division. What is division? Heresy. And offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned. Learned, past tense. Where'd you learn this Israel thing? From One West. They wasn't teaching that. Every once in a while you had Yeshaya pushing that hell doctrine, and he would get checked on it. That's why he's out there. Yeshaya and Gazak are not of the elect. Yeshaya, Gazak, Lahab are not of the elect. How do we know that? Because they're not doing the work. They're still alive. Apostle Paul said, I have finished my course. You know, there remaineth left for me a crown in heaven. So the Apostle Paul finished his work until death. Same with the Apostle Peter. Same with the rest of the apostles. John was up in age. He had to be somewhere in his 90s, maybe even 100. Scholars argue on that. But guess what? He the Most High set him up to get those revelations for who? For the 7 churches of Asia Minor, which Paul went to a lot of those places. And one of those places is Smyrna. Now, I guess Bishop Nate figured maybe he thinks he's the Apostle Paul, and all of a sudden he gonna go to Smyrna, and all of a sudden the church of Smyrna gonna pop. We back, Nathan. That shit ain't gonna pan out, bro. The focus is here on America. The focus is here on America. I don't see too many camps out there. Like when YouTube first came out, you had a whole bunch of. You don't see too many camps out there. It says, which cause division and offenses contrary to the doctrine. There's only one doctrine. Didn't say doctrines, which ye have learned, and avoid them. Avoid those people. And tell other people these dudes ain't right. For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, but their own belly. And by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. The only ones that's going to follow your ways are the ones that got a limited brain capacity. They only got 1 gigabyte of memory in their brain. Let me look up the word simple. Let you hear it, and I'm going to get ready to close.
Strong's G 172. Akakos.
Without guile or fraud, harmless, free from guilt, fearing no evil from others, distrusting no one. In other words, whatever somebody, like a baby, a baby can't question you. Oh, I don't drink milk. That's GMO milk. Baby, you give them GMO milk, they're going to drink it. All the baby, like Han said in Enter the Dragon, a baby's only born knowing only life. I remember that when he said that. The baby cries, that means he did something on himself, or he got to eat, or he got a rash or something. And you got to figure out as a mother, oh, he's hungry, or he's this, or he's that, or he's restless. A baby's simple, harmless, naive. So a lot of y'all that come into this thing are simple. You just, well, he's a great man. See that garment that he's wearing? He's the great master teacher. And then another thing that Jake is so stupid about, all you got to do is take some nigga, put a garment on, a turban on his head, let him speak with an accent. He looked like, like guys like Father Divine and these different, there was a video on that where they showed these different black Jakes in Harlem. They would always wear like some mystic suit, like they're from the past or they're from another galaxy, And people would be overwhelmed by, this man's a great speaker. He's this, look at how he's dressing. Look at how people are praising him. God is dealing with this man. So everything that this guy says, no matter how, Yahweh ben Yahweh. What's the guy that played for the NFL? I was reading about him the other day. I forget his name. But this guy played for the NFL. He was a multi-millionaire. He gave all his money to Yahweh ben Yahweh. Then Yahweh ben Yahweh said, you're going to be my henchman. I want you to go kill this crack over here and kill this Negro over here. And he did it. Then he came to his senses in court and he confessed. Yeah, Yahweh ben Yahweh told me to do it. And so, where's the Yahweh ben Yahweh people now? They're gone because they were not of the Most High. Acts chapter 5, verse 38. For if they be of the Most High, you cannot overturn it. But if they're not of the Most High, If they're not of the Most High, they would surely come to naught. But if they are the Most High, there's nothing you can do to stop them. Least happily you be found to fight against the Most High. So anyway, the simple means what? Without guile or fraud, harmless, free from guilt, fearing no evil, no from others, distrusting no one. I mean, they trust everybody. I'm thinking about the what is this? Not New Kids on the Block, but that Bobby Brown and them. I forget the name of the group. But when they first got together, it was this Jake named, the Negro named Star, ripped them off with some small hats. All them guys that when they get into the music industry with that talent, they go on tour. They go on a whirlwind tour for 2 years. Then when they come home, they get the check. And the check might be $100. So it's like, wait a minute, I did all this tour and stuff. And then they explain to them, oh, we had to pay for this, we had to pay for that. The majority of the money went to the producers and behind the scenes. So then what happens is you get the right people and you check everything and then you start making money. That's most of these jakes that they're in the music business, the music industry. They get a bum deal, but then they learn the business. They learn that's why it's called the music business or the entertainment. You got to know the business part. You got these unscrupulous characters that will rip your ass off until you learn. So one of these Israelite groups is 100% correct. Is it Sakari? Is it IUIC? Is it ISUPK? Is it GMS? Is it HODC? Is it this group? Is it that group? Simple. You just put that word simple in. Then I'm going to close. There's no such thing as a eternal hellfire. That's a Roman Catholic doctrine. What happened to Tazadakia when he pushed that Roman Catholic doctrine? The Most High got tired of looking at him and he took him out. And when he was in his 40s. It says making wise is simple. You start off as simple, then you become wise. Let's look that word up, simple. It's also said the same thing, converting the souls. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the souls. The testimony of Yahweh is sure, making wise is simple. Pathya, simplicity, naivete, being naive. Foolish, simplicity. Silly, foolish. Okay. The entrance of thy words giveth light. It giveth understanding unto the simple. When you first come into this thing, you start off as simple. You don't know. And what do? We got the newest brother in the New York camp. He's not even in this thing for a year. And we constantly put him on the spot. Are you studying, brother? Are you doing this? Did you do that? You got to watch the videos. You got to do this. And then we'll quiz him with a couple other brothers. And he'll get some of the things right and he'll get some of the things wrong. And then they'll get mad. And that will make them study more. And behold, among the simple ones, I discern among the youth a young man void of understanding. He was taken by a woman. That woman represents these philosophies. O ye simple ones, O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. If you were a man of, I'm not talking about women so much. If you were a man that had the understanding of these scriptures and know how to navigate through these scriptures and know how to go to root words, and you go to one of the classes in the IUIC and they tell you that hell thing, you're gonna see right through it, and you're gonna get up and say, "Wait a minute, no, you're going off. There ain't no such thing as hell." They're gonna say, "Well, you a GMS spy. Get the hell out of here." And I don't like your garment either. See, you can give Jake bullshit as long as you package it right. Politicians do that all the time. Politicians, they all wear a nice suit, $5,000 suit, $2,000 shoes. They got a nice, beautiful, perfect family, and they give you all these promises. And when they get in the office, they never fulfill those promises. And then 4 years later, you vote for another guy. This time, I'm going to give you the truth, and the Lord is with me. This is my lovely wife and my lovely kids, and this, that, and the third. You're gonna have them kissing babies, eating corn dogs, hanging out with. They go to the bars, hanging out with regular folk. Oh, this man, I got to put. Then you put this guy. Then this guy goes in the office and he does none of these things. The American people are simple. This place should be changed from America to simple. The land of the simple. These people are stupid, man. They're simple, especially the educated ones. They want you to go to war. They always bring you these war movies, heroic war movies. You get 3 or 4 different war movies, and it gets you pumped up. Then they show the commercials, be all that you can be. Now it's like the technical. You in front of the computer. Nigga, when you go to the military, there's a war. You ain't going to be in front of no goddamn computer. You're going to be in the field out there. And they don't see, because people, and I'm going to get ready to close. I'm getting ready to land this plane. This has been a 2-hour rant. But anyway, this thing that's happening now in the land of Israel, you got a lot of Christians that even go into the Bible. They can't equate the fact that this Israel-Palestinian Gaza war is going to lead to the Armageddon, and the Russia is involved. They don't know about Gog and Magog because they don't know the scriptures. And see, Vocab Malone make a big deal about us saying that we're Israelites. It goes deeper than that. It's about us being the prophets. We know that to receive the salvation, you got to be an Israelite. But then you could be an everyday Israelite, or you can be a prophet that happens to be an Israelite. You have to be an Israelite before you become a prophet of the Most High in righteousness. And Vocab, his energy is about how we're not the Israelites. He's not concerned about the prophecies because he doesn't know the prophecies. Anyway, with that, I'm finished with my rant. On to the next one. Shalom.